Welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting together side by side for financial freedom. Let's go ahead and take another look here at the ZEBEC price. We really haven't done much actually over the last few days. As chaotic as it may have been, we actually haven't moved. I think you can look at it and see that the average price here is also right around, I would say 0.004 here for the ZEBEC price. So yeah, nothing really to panic much about because we are seeing other things very much capitulating, but that's not really here the case with the price of ZEBEC. The last time we talked about ZEBEC, I was talking about this potential partnership that they were talking about here with a big institution, and it turned out that that was AllUnity, and it appears that AllUnity is actually backed by Deutsche Bank. So they selected ZEBEC as their preferred payroll partner, and we know what ZEBEC is trying to achieve in terms of like these instant payrolls and stuff like that. So the announcement itself is bullish in the long run because it actually just emphasizes and underscores the utility of ZEBEC, and that is something that you want to see in an altcoin that you're holding. But we had discussed saying that this announcement was either going to be pushing the price towards the upside or at least dumping, because we have seen events like this one over and over in the market. I personally was saying that in the past we have seen great announcement here come from the very lows here and pushing the price like as high as like 900%. This was not the case this time around because this announcement was also met by a global or a universal crypto crash. So ZEBEC was no exception. However, it still has been relatively stronger compared to where the rest of the market has been. So I want to talk about that and show you where I think we are relative to, you know, the case that we have for the bull market here for the ZEBEC price. Before we start, I want to kindly ask you to help me spread the video by delicately tapping the like button. It will, of course, tell the YouTube algorithm that this information is very much relevant and it gets shown to as many people as possible. If you happen to be new to the channel and you want to be seeing more and more of the ZEBEC content, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell so that you will be notified whenever I make this ZEBEC update. So let me not run my mouth too much here and get straight into it. I think you can see that ZEBEC is still holding its support level right there. Once again, from the very bottom, we're looking at an Elliott wave count, which we say this is wave 1, this is wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and there is a missing wave 5 here, which usually pushes the price towards the upside. Once again, people may be asking, why is this one deviating? I have said we can count waves within waves, and it also appears to me that this one here is wave 1, wave 2, then we've got wave 4, wave 5 right there, and then this is much more like just an A, B, C correction, and we've also just begun a new impulse wave towards the upside. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and probably going on as high as like wave 5, slowly but surely escaping this whole range and going for our targets as high as like, you know, 2.5 cents, 5 cents thereabout. So I think here I make a bold statement. Let's see how that proves to be, but I was saying that I don't expect to see ZEBEC going below 0.0034 here, just because if we do something like that, we have completely destroyed the whole bullish structure here for ZEBEC. I'll show you that in a second, but let me go ahead and use the chart from HTX. But we were comparing the one that ZEBEC has had so far compared to the one that Stellar Lumens had back then in 2015, 2016, 2017. And I mean, from a, you know, similarity perspective, you can see that the ZEBEC price also had this wake of accumulation pattern, which was almost the same thing here with Stellar Lumens, although it was a little bit stretched. But when you break out of that wake of accumulation pattern, you happen to also break out of the wake of accumulation pattern here for ZEBEC. Then from there, you have a pullback, which is this one here. I think you can also see the same thing with Stellar Lumens right there. And of course, a sharp recovery towards the upside, which you see here for ZEBEC. Then also the same thing that you are seeing for Stellar Lumens. So now my thesis time and again has been that I think ZEBEC is going to go for this parabolic run that Stellar Lumens did back here. And that's what we are waiting for. Now, before everything like that happened here for Stellar Lumens, we also saw the chart pulling back very much heavily. I mean, if I would measure that, we are taking a look at the highs here until the lows. This was down minus, you know, 50 something percent. Now for ZEBEC, doing the same thing here. You're also looking at this peak until the low here. That's what, minus 45%. So that was still in the range. However, I was saying we shouldn't be breaking below 0.0034 because once we do that, we're doing something completely different to what Stellar Lumens was doing, holding these lows here. So yeah, sooner rather than later, I'm anticipating ZEBEC to start pushing from here if we're going to be maintaining the same bullish trend that Stellar Lumens was having back then. So this is quite a bullish structure at this point. but we need to hold that support by there. So far so good. ZEBEC is not showing too much of weaknesses, and we're also seeing a little bit of a recovery right across the market at this point. I think you can see from my wish list right now, a lot of things are actually in the green. I think I saw something as high as like 50%. So looking pretty good. We'll see how the weekend pans out, and also early next week before the monthly candles close, that could turn out to be very much bullish. So that was just a quick update right there, that nothing is broken here for ZEBEC. Obviously we had that announcement. Maybe some market participants may have taken it as lackluster, but for me long term it actually underscores the utility of ZEBEC. Other than that, that announcement was also made by a very much universal crypto crash, so nothing very much against the ZEBEC price by there. I want to thank you so much for watching the video. If you could, please delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.